Hello, Professor Kate. This is Christopher again, and this is part of task number 2, which I will go over using this example. I will explain how to determine the demand and supply functions, find the equilibrium, and calculate the consumer and producer surplus. So to start off, as step 1, we want to sample the data, which I did here using, a quantity and price relation to create the graph, like just like the video you showed us. So when this is a simple explanation of the graph, so when the price of, the price and of the of organic apples in the market is $1, as we see here. So it seems like the quantity of pounds of apple sold is $100, and on the other hand, when it is the price of apples is $3, the demand is basically 50 pounds of apples sold. So in this case, we're gonna go over to see to plot the same data, to plot also data on the supplied example. So we plotting the supply data from from the price of $1 up to $3, and we can see here how the quantity changes according to the price. So in this example, we have the price on the y-axis and the pounds sold on the x-axis. So let's see here, for example, here on when the price is $1, we see that the supply is basically 20 pounds. So as the price increases to $1.5, so there is more supply, which is 40, and when it's $2, the supply is 60, and when it's $2.5, the supply is 80, and when it's $3, the supply is 100 pounds. So we can see here that as the price increases, supply also increases accordingly because more producers are willing to supply organic apples. So on the other hand, we're gonna find the demand and supply functions. So to do that, we need to set up the price equation. The equation. We do that thanks to Excel. We can, automatically find the equation, which is this, and y is equal to negative 0.0405x plus 4.9, and the equation for the supply is y equals 0.025x plus 0.5, and we next we're going to use these equations to find the equilibrium quantity, and to do that we're going to set up the the demand equation equal to the supply equation, which we have here. And once we do that, we solve for, of course, for Q, and we solve for Q. And once we solve for Q, we get the answer of Q equals 67.48. So that would be the equilibrium quantity, and to find the equilibrium price, we choose substitute the quantity on the equation, back to the equation. So once we do that, we find out the answer is basically, let's see, where is the quantity. So so basically, the once we do the equation, we find that the equilibrium price is 2.19 per pound. So it's basic and simple math, but we can also do that when we substitute. We put all these two data, the demand and supply data, and the graph on the same, and we can find that it's exactly the same from the data that we got. It's exactly the same. So the equilibrium quantity is 67.48, so it would be around here, 67.48, so it would be around here, and the equilibrium price is 2.19, so it's right around here. So we can see that this is exactly where the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity meet. However, in the instructions you ask to highlight the consumer surplus and the uh, and the supply on production surplus with different colors. But I this is basically the upper side is the consumer surplus, and the downside is the supply or production surplus. On the other hand, so you ask us to set up the integrals, and to do that we had to you know get the to evaluate the integrals. So I created them here, um using the integrals. I'm not sure if you can see them, but basically I first stated the equation of consumer surplus and the equation for production surplus, and first stated the equation, and then after that substituted the values of equilibrium quantity and equilibrium price back to the equation. Once we did all the calculations, and the math substituted the equilibrium quantity on Q, um, we can, and doing the calculations to find the exact numbers, we find that the consumer surplus is 137.90, and the supply or producer surplus is 99.80. So these are pretty much the answers I got on this example, where I used apples, organic apples in the market, to find the how demand changes as price decreases, and how supply increases as price increases. So this is a really fun example when we see that when producers are willing to supply more apples when the price is high and higher, and consumers are willing to buy more apples when the price is low, and we can find the equilibrium price and equilibrium supply where these two intersect, and which is at exactly uh, equilibrium quantity equals 67.48, and the price per pound equals 2.19. So this is the exactly the equilibrium, and I hope this explained the final details of how supply and demand works, and how we can find them, and what's the equilibrium price. Thank you.